Does anyone have a question?
Stuart, I have a question.
This one,
You speak a lot about the necessity of being happy. How does that play out for you during the day?
I'll ask Jennifer. I mean, I have fun. It's fun. I laugh. I thoroughly enjoy what I'm doing, although I don't do as much as I used to do. But now I'm sitting here writing a book, and boy, I'm telling you, the door gets closed, and I'm kind of like in heaven as these words come out of me to make a book. All kinds of stuff, I mean, I don't need big dramatic things anymore to make me happy. I don't need huge situations. I mean, it really, it's just simple things and just being able to, be alive and breathe and sit here and do this work with all of you. And what do I need in life? I've lived everywhere on this planet from the streets to palaces, and none of it made me happy other than just finally getting to a place in my heart where it was open, and no matter what I did, I felt that joy inside me. So I don't really, how do I answer that question? It's not that I do special things every day. I used to, but now I used to go to the theater a lot. I would dance, music, museums, but look, I'm getting older. I can't run around as much as I used to. So now I go down occasionally to the Lower East Side and buy lox and smoke salmon and chickens. And I mean, what do I need in life? I don't need a lot to simply feel the joy of living every day. So say, my life, look, I've been in India 40 times and I don't know how many times in Europe, South America. I've traveled all over the world, and the traveling never made me happy. What made me happy is living with my heart open, no matter where I was and what I was doing. So I don't, nobody should have to manufacture situations that they think will make them happy. I mean, if you have joy in your heart, you begin to recognize that all of God is manifesting around you all the time. Everything in life is sacred. And then that joy, that happy, it stays with you, becomes really part of your living experience. I mean, if you have to manufacture events and situations to make you happy, you're never going to be happy in your life. Because no matter what you manufacture, it begins, it has a time, and it ends. So then you got to go manufacture another thing, to turn yourself. You don't really make yourself happy, you turn yourself on. Happy is just whatever you do is sacred and full of love and it's happy. I mean, sometimes I read the media and it's hard to be happy when you have to read all that nonsense going on, but again, I've said it a lot, I look at the president of the United States who's creating all this madness, and it's just a sorrowful creature. He's such an unhappy human being that his deep, deep, deep unhappiness is what's creating all the madness. I feel compassion for him. I feel a lot of compassion for him because he's like a little kid who wants, I don't know, a hot dog at a baseball game, and the parent doesn't want to do it, and he's stamping his foot. I want a hot dog. It's exactly what he's like. He's like a child, an erotic child, unhappy, miserable. So there's a part of my heart that opens to this guy. Not that I'm going to do what he talks about. I'm not interested, but I look at him and I just have a lot of compassion for him. And believe me, that is an enormous amount of growth inside me to be able to feel that, you know? So what I'm basically getting down to is you don't have to manufacture life in order to be happy. You don't have to create things that you think are going to really turn you on. You just have to be happy. And then all of these things come. They just come. And how do you be happy? You got to build a chakra system in yourself that can keep your heart open. That's how you get happy. Not by winning the lotto or manufacturing some situation that you think is going to make you happy. No, none of that does. Just opening your heart, building a chakra system that is strong enough to keep your heart open no matter what you're doing. The people, I can only live in the forest. Anywhere else, I'm not going to be. Look, if you are a servant of God, a creature of God, you get to the realization that no matter where you are in the world, it's God's manifestation. And you don't need special circumstances to make you happy. All you need to do is build a system inside to keep the heart open. I mean, I used to know a guy who's a very famous art dealer in Chinese art. I was up at his apartment once showing him some things. He used to buy things for me occasionally. And I'll never forget, he went into this whole monologue about how he can't stand to go below 57th Street in Manhattan. He said he gets miserable and depressed if he goes below 57th Street in Manhattan. I didn't laugh. I said, all right. I said there were people that get miserable and depressed if they go above 14th Street in Manhattan. So all of you should kind of get together and resolve this problem. Never forget that. I mean, I didn't really laugh when he said it, but I was inside. I just couldn't believe hearing people say things like, what? I remember when I was a kid, I'll never forget it. I was a pretty depressed, unhappy human being before I met Rudy. And I would go for months being depressed. And I remember I was living in Belgium and I said, okay, I want to go to Italy because I think that'd be a cool place to live. So I hitchhiked through Belgium, through Germany to Austria, and one of the things that came to me is, Stuart, you're now in Belgium, and you haven't left the New York Stuart. You're still living with the New York Stuart. I went to Germany. I was still living with the New York Stuart. I went to Austria, and there I was, New York Stuart. I lived in all these different countries, but I never left the old Stuart behind. And that was the Stuart that was depressed all the time and unhappy all the time. And I couldn't get rid of it until I met Rudy and he showed me how to do it, how to free myself from me. But I used to laugh at myself. And here you are in Rome, and it's such a fabulous place. And why are you getting depressed? Why are you unhappy? I didn't know how to work on myself and build an inner life that was strong enough to sustain an open heart, to keep myself from getting depressed. It's easy to blame the external world, but it's not the external world's fault. Say, okay, what do I have to do to learn how to be happy outside of the forest, outside of a particular town or city that I really want to live in, wherever I go? Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask?
Thank you, sir. That was a great answer.
You're welcome. Okay, if there are no more questions, we'll have meditation tomorrow evening and bring an open heart. Do about 20 things tomorrow, whatever it is, from breakfast to brushing your teeth, taking a shower, doing whatever you do during the day, and do it with an open heart. Try something different. Try a new way of living in the world with an open heart, you know, and come to class tomorrow night with an open heart. You'll be very welcome. Okay, thank you. God bless you all, and I'm looking forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you very much, Stuart.
Thank you, sir.
You know, good night.
Good night.